Welcome to the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson, and here is a special seafood market update for Monday, February 2nd, 2015. Last week we attended the 91st International Pacific Halibut Commission's annual meeting in Vancouver. The Commission discussed two major topics: bycatch and size limits. The 2015 total allowable catch was set at 29.22 million pounds, about 6% above the 2014 level. There was criticism expressed over the 2014 quotas, but this year's announcement was welcomed as many of the approved levels were above the blue line. As for pricing, it's difficult to say what the market would need in order to get traction again. The market on halibut is overinflated, so restaurateurs now choose cod fillets as they are in abundance and an inexpensive alternative. We spoke with the owner of one restaurant, 1550s in Victoria, last week, and he told us that it would take about 30% drop in prices in order to include halibut back on his menu. Current pricing is around $18 a pound for halibut fletches. This equates to a center-of-the-plate price of about $40 for a 6-ounce portion to the customer in a restaurant. At the conclusion of the IPHC conference on Friday, Kyla caught up with Bruce Leaman, the Commission's director. Here's what he had to say about the 2015 total allowable catch and pricing.
There were many discussions this week about halibut bycatch. Do you feel that we've come closer to finding a solution that will appease fishermen and NGOs and the stock status?
I think we have made some progress, Kyla. It's been a long time coming. I think there's been a commitment from some of the trawl sector industry to try to reduce bycatch and provide some relief for the folks in the Eastern Bering Sea. I think I would like to see this enshrined a little bit more in regulations, and that's why we're trying to meet with we will be meeting with the North Pacific Fishery Management Council on February the 5th to try to get a little bit further progress on this and perhaps use our complementary regulatory authorities to deal with this.
And how do you feel the 2015 TAC will affect docks prices and fishermen?
Generally speaking, halibut has been fairly inelastic in its price supply demand, but that seems to have gone away about 4 or 5 years ago. So the price has been on a pretty steady increase for the last several years, but we are seeing resistance in the marketplace to the price. So we may see, with a little bit larger supply this year, we may see a little bit of moderating in the price.
Okay. And the 2015 quotas increased slightly over last year. Are you optimistic for the future of the stock status?
I think it depends pretty much on the area and the resource where you're looking. I think we're seeing some very positive signs on the eastern side of the stock, an area in British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, California, and southeast Alaska. We have a little bit more concern about the central and western Gulf, which has been on much more of a flat or even declining trend for the last little while. So it's a little bit different across the different areas of the stock, Kyla.
Okay. And would you be able to give us a crystal ball prediction for 5, 10, or 15 years?
No, actually I can't, and I'm sure when you were talking to Ian Stewart, our Chief Stock Assessment Scientist, he probably said the same thing. It just basically depends on what Mother Nature hands us in terms of recruitment. This stock is very dependent on the recruitment, and it's a long time between when the year class is born and when we actually see them. So what we can talk about is something that's happening for the fish that are in the stock right now, the next 2 to 3 years. But when it comes to recruitment, we don't see them until they're about 8 years of age. So we're just kind of waiting to see what's going on right now, and it'll be depending on whether we get strong recruitment or not.
Okay, thank you.
Evidently, there is optimism for this stock, and even though pricing is high, we may still be in for some strong halibut pricing for another year. Thank you for joining me for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson. Buy smart and eat more seafood.